For your test 1, our test day is Thursday. For test 1, our syllabus is snapshots, complete, plus writing skills and grammar. It would be included in both the tests, right? For test 2, it is Hornbill. And I think so in the past couple of days, I have finished with the revision of snapshots. Yes. So one chapter which is there left to discuss, that is Ranga's marriage. We have done Summer of the Beautiful White Horse. Yes, we know about that. It's Adam and Murad, and from the Garagrillian tribe, how it is their character, that is most importantly, that the trust that they have among the other people and how they have to live up to that trust. So small childhood adventure, making them realize that they have a bigger responsibility in life. That is the responsibility of living up to the family name, right? The reputation that the family has. The second chapter is address. It's about post-war conditions, how people change. The people you trust the most might be the ones who cheat you, who let you down. And this we learn from the life of the narrator, that how she was told about an address and her mother said that you go there and take your belongings, and after the war, if they do survive, yes, how it would be easy for them to start off with a new beginning, right? So it is here, both things are required. We know that we need materialistic support, we need emotional support also. But the young girl, she learns a lesson. What is that? She's deeply hurt by the experience that she has, that when she goes to a dress that the mother had told her to remember, the second time when she goes there, when she goes inside the house, what does she see? That everywhere, right from the entrance to the drawing room, everywhere her mother's belongings are there. They do bring back memories in the mind of the girl, but she also realizes that how carelessly these people have kept her belongings, right? So she realizes that the way these people have used those things, they don't know the value of the things, and how they tell, you know, the girl tells her that Mrs. Darling's daughter tells her that how they had used the plates also, the antique plates for eating the food. But one thing was there, that they did not even know the value of those things, right? Even the cutlery that they use, they were not aware that it is of silver. The girl is very hurt by this whole experience, and she feels that the easiest thing I can do in my life is to forget this address. It's not that she's forgetting the memories, but she is forgetting that, yes, the materialistic things or the things which made our life so much comfortable or my life so much better, I don't want to remember that how these things are being misused, right? So it is about, once again, about how human behavior, that as long as a person is alive, yes, we might take care of the possessions, we might take care, but here, because these people were not related to them at all, and so she did not realize that she had to take good care of them. Yes, she did not even keep her promise of taking care and of returning the things when the situation got back to normal. This is what is said in the chapter address, okay? Now let's come to Ranga's marriage. Let's just revise that chapter. It's a story about a young man who goes to a bigger city for an education. And it is during those times when not many people went outside of their villages. And people had the belief that if they went outside, they were exposed to the culture of the bigger cities or the bigger places, what would happen? They would forget their identity, right? And this chapter, it begins with the narrator talking about his village. Which village did he belong to? He belonged to the village of Hosa Ali, right? And he is very proud about that village. He's so happy living in his village. He's never gone outside it, and he thinks it's the best place. right? But the thing is, he knows about that village. We know about that village because we're reading the chapter, but the world does not know about its existence. How has that mistake happened? Because the cartographers who were supposed to make the maps, they just forgot to put that, village on the map. So the people are not aware of its existence, right? So the narrator wants everybody to know about the existence of this village, about the good things that are there. And the simple things in life give him a great pleasure, right? So what are the things that he is very proud about of his village? Yes, one is that he belongs to this place and he's very happy about it and he wants everybody to come and visit there. Yes, he talks about the sourness of the mangoes. And he says the mangoes of that place, they have this very particular quality of sourness that when you have them, you might, end up getting a very bad cough. So he says, I did not know that, but I came to know when I had a bad cough and when I went to the doctor. And the doctor told me that this mango, it has that peculiar quality of that sourness, which can result in a bad cough or a bad throat, right? What else is there that he is proud of, right? Near the village pond, there's this creeper and big leaves that creeper has. And he says, if you can, you can take those leaves and you don't have to worry about the plates for your lunch, right? So that is the enormous size of the leaves there, right, Pulkit? Yes, Abhav? Correct? Okay. So these are the things that he's very proud of. Now the village is also proud of Ranga. Why are the villagers proud of Ranga? What has he done? What has Ranga done? He's gone to Bangalore and he's come back. And when he comes back, what is the reaction of the villagers? What's the reaction of the villagers? Why did they all crowd in his house to have a look at him? To see whether he has changed, right? What kind of changes do you think the villagers were looking for? What kind of changes? The physical changes or the external appearances they're talking about, that maybe his dressing sense, the way he speaks, that has changed. Did that change? No, they did not change. Do you think the people were disappointed? They were not disappointed. They were disappointed. They expected him to look different, behave differently, but he's still the same. Who was not disappointed? The seniors were not disappointed. The elders were not disappointed, because what was there? One thing that he had not lost, that was his respect towards the elders. His caste he had not lost. He is still wearing the sacred thread. So he was quite courteous towards the elders, touching their feet and bowing properly, doing the namaskara properly. So even that is also a little sign of change that people notice. The way you greet your elders, the way you talk to them, right? Are you really following the old practices? So that also people, they feel that can change the behavior of a person or the outlook of a person. So Ranga has not changed in his outlook or in his religious beliefs or his respect. Then what has changed about Ranga? What is it about him that has changed? His thoughts have changed, right? So when he's there in the big city, he has noticed that one thing, as we have noticed, the institution of marriage, it really also shows about the change that has happened in society, right? That we have become more inclusive. We are accepting others, right? Otherwise, yes, so within that close-knit circle or within the confines of your village or your city, so institution of marriage, it does define a lot of change that happens in our life, that happens in our society, okay? So he has changed, his opinion about marriage has changed. And what could have been the custom over there at that time? That the people were married at a young age, right? And that too, did they have any choice in the selection of the future bride or groom? No, they did not have. So whatever the elders decided, they would agree, they would get married at a young age. And here he's gone there to the city, he's seen that people marry, like someone who's of their age group, who has similar taste, interest, someone who's educated enough, someone to understand. Now, this is what Ranga tells, right? When Shama goes to see him, the narrator goes to see him. This is what big change has happened in Ranga. Is the narrator happy with this change? Is he happy? No, he's not. And what has he decided to do? He's decided that one thing that I will definitely change is Ranga's opinion about marriage. What will happen if a qualified youngster, a qualified youth of our village goes and marries outside? Right? It's going to be a big loss for the society. He does not want that to happen. So he has decided, I will change Ranga's opinion about marriage. So he plots this plan. Everything is here a part of the plan. How does the narrator make Ranga meet Ratna? What does he tell? That he will send, for buttermilk he'll give. And so then, like when he comes over there and he sees that Ratna is, or rather he hears that Ratna singing a very melodious song, right? So he stops over there. He wants the singing to continue, but the girl, when she sees Ranga, she's quite, shy, and she stops singing, right? And Ranga wants to know about this young girl. Who is she? And he comes to know that she's Ratna. And the narrator, once again, he makes up a story that she's already married, right? And yes, she's living with her uncle, and she's lost her parents. Okay. And before that also, where, the narrator, he has made up his mind that he's definitely going to find a suitable match for Ranga. Now he makes a plan with the Shastri. Who's the Shastri? Shastri is the astrologer. What does he tell the Shastri to do? He makes this plan and he tells him that, I have whatever problems that are happening in your life, it is because of a girl. And naturally, they're going to convince that these problems are because of this girl. And yes, so he's going to make that person marry Ratna, right? Now, Ratna, the narrator, when he goes and meets Ranga, so he finds him quite upset, and he says that he's not feeling well and he's having a headache. Then, so he makes fun of him. He said, yeah, even at my age, I used to be a little upset and used to have these headaches and all. But that was when my parents were looking for a bride for me. But in your case, this is not the scenario. That you are not going to marry here. You have decided, your opinion about marriage has changed. Your views about marriage have changed. And you would want to seek someone who is more of your, you can say, age, and someone who is quite intelligent, right? So he says that, fine, I think so, I have a problem, what a solution to this problem. So he takes him to the Shastri. And the Shastri has already been tutored by the narrator that these are the things that you have to say. So the Shastri takes out all of the paraphernalia, the things that he has, the Shastri has, right? The horoscope and all the cowrie shells and everything to make all the calculations. And what does he tell him? That your problems are because of something that is similar to what is obtained from the sea, right? So they think, is it moss or is it something else? And then they say it's Ratna. So Ratna, like you get these pearls and all, which right? So, and he says, immediately comes to his mind that Ranga Rao's niece, her name is also Ratna. But then he says, no, that your problem can't because of that. And so it is here that these two people, they've come together, they've made a fool of the innocent Ranga, and they have made him believe that his problems are because of this girl, and they have convinced him that he should get married to her, right? So like at the end of the story, we come to know that Ranga married Ratna, and in fact, the firstborn child is named after Shyama, right? And in the tradition of the Britishers to have a godfather, right? The first child you name after someone who's very close to you or you consider as a part of your family. So finally, you know, the narrator, he's able to achieve what he wanted to do. He wanted to get Ranga married, and he has got him married. Now, when we discuss this chapter or when we have read it, we do come across certain things that we do not like. Yes, we have here the narrator. He is quite possessive about his village, right? He is quite orthodox in his thinking. He believes his village is the best and no one should go outside of it. In fact, he talks about the doctor, that he says that he's gone to many places outside the village, but he feels that his village is the best. And of course, he also tells about that how his village is as important to the state, just like the sweet filling there, it makes that sweet complete, right? It's incomplete without the filling, right? So here, the village is very important to the existence of the state, right? So he is very, very proud of his village, and so proud that he does not think beyond it, right? Then he does not hesitate, you know, in compromising his morals, you can say, or where he does not think whether it is right or wrong, but he has decided, I want to get Ranga married, and I will get him married at any cost, right? So it is, yes, so he's very clever, he's very manipulative. And of course, we do think that if we have too many people like the narrator, like Shyama, do you think they will help in the progress of society? As a person, Shyama, when we talk about him, as a person, the narrator, do you think people like him are helpful in the growth of society? How? How? Usne responsibility, like because he was responsible for getting Ranga marriage, so he is very helpful for the. What about his thoughts? What about his ideas? Are they helpful for growth? He is there. He is very conservative. He is very orthodox. He does not want to change. He does not want others to change. Right? Do you think he has kind of nullified whatever Ranga learned in the city? So of course, his education, he's become the accountant's son. He went over there for his further studies. So do you think that he has kind of cancelled whatever, approach towards life that had taken place? Yes, he has. Right? So he is there once again. He like encouraging this concept or this idea of child marriage. We see that Ratna is very young girl, and someone getting married at such a young age, we know the problems that will happen in society. And when we do talk about educated women, educated mothers, we know that how much our society is going to change, right? So we need to bring about that change. So it is not just one concept here, marriage, but along with it, so many ideas, so many concepts will change. So if Ranga wanted a partner who was educated, who was quite broad-minded in her thinking, it would be a benefit for society also. We're giving a chance for other people also to grow, to learn, to become maturer individuals, which will definitely help society, right? And otherwise, what will happen? That practice will continue. You keep on marrying girls off at a young age, they will not get a chance to study, they will not get a chance to work, they will not get a chance to bring about the change that is required in society, isn't it? So in a way, yes, like he also talks about that how English, earlier it was not so common among the people there spoken, but now it has become a part of their life. So like when Ranga comes and that lady with the firewood comes to give and he says that I don't have change. So she doesn't even know what change is. Nowadays, such words are a part of her life. How does the title suggest that? Ranga's marriage. So it's what? An English word, isn't it? Right? So that means, yes, so it has become an acceptable part of our conversation. It has become an acceptable part of our life. So these are there. So I would think that when we talk about the narrator, these are the things that we would not want in a person who would help in the growth of or bringing about a change in society. Okay? Yes? Right? So other chapters we have discussed. Albert Einstein at school also we've done. Yes? Birth we have done. Mother's Day we have done. Right? And Tale of Melon City is not included in our syllabus. And the Ghat of the Only World is also not included. So all the other chapters have been discussed. Right? Clear? Any doubts, any questions? No? So hope you will go through those chapters and read them so that by the first test, you will realize if there are any problems or any doubts, so we can discuss it on that day. So what's the test day for English? Thursday, okay? Yes. And I expect you all to be here and to appear for the test, right? Okay, I had shared one test about note making, and of course, it was a very disappointing response. Disappointing is understatement. वो भी एक बहुत अच्छा word है उसके लिए. So if there's something even disappointing than disappointing, I should use that word. So upset I am with you all, right? I don't know why you people are not giving the test and why you people don't want to study, right? Okay. And one here, those who have, and you're all very happy. Okay, तूने भी नहीं दिया, मैंने भी दिया. How nice, good, 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 brave, brave, brave. You all, हाँ. तो उसको रखो अपने पास. You should have sent it to me, or you could have got it and checked the next day. But of course, I'm not getting it, checking it the next day. You should have sent the PDF that day itself. Okay. When we do note making, among the sheets that I got, the problems that here you're doing now, you will repeat those mistakes and then you're going to lose your marks in the final exam. So what are the things that you have to remember? It is title, heading, heading की numbering proper करो. 1. Say this is A. Or 1, whatever way you want to do it. Make sure, please do not put, not bullets. These are not acceptable, right? So you did that and you're not going to get marks because if you attempt it like that. Okay, fine. So these are little things which I just wanted you to remember. This is one thing here. So don't do like that. Don't put these dots, dots, dots. Okay. So whoever who was there, who gave the test that day, who did it, so please look at your sheets and you will notice the mistakes that you have done. Okay. Any doubts, any problems over here, anything that you would like me to discuss with you all? Because tomorrow I'm going to start up with the revision of Hornbill. Okay. I'm going to do poetry and then we'll start up with the chapters. Yes, I saw your travelogue, Tushar. It's much better now that you've added the photographs. Okay. Yes. And those who have not sent, please send it to me. It's very, very important for your internal assessment. And yes, so please wake up your friends, those who are not attending the classes, that they have to give the tests also. Okay. Everybody's got the date sheet. Yes. And you know the schedule also. 12 to 12:40, a test is going to be conducted both online as well as offline. Online, it will be shared in your respective WhatsApp groups. Offline, yeah, we'll be writing it here on the blackboard. And as you do your test, please make sure that you turn on your video so that we get an honest view of you all. Okay? Hope you're going to be honest, right? It's going to help you in the long run. Okay? Any doubts, any problems? No.